Hello beautiful friends and welcome back to Unjaded Jade. Today is such a rainy, cozy day. It's very cloudy. I don't know if you can hear the pitter patter of rain in the distance, but I've made myself a massive tea. This is my Hedwig mug and I only bring Hedwig out when I need some cozy energy. So I realized that I hadn't really done a general life catch up in a while. And one of my favorite style of videos is taking questions from you guys over on Instagram. So today I am answering everything from how I feel about platonic love to where am I studying next semester, what am I studying, what am I doing, advice to motivate yourself to study, and mindful activities which make you feel like yourself. We're gonna talk life advice, we're just gonna have a cute catch up. Feel free to get yourself a tea, but yeah, I really just want to welcome you into this safe space conversation and I'm very glad that you're here. Okay, so one of the first set of questions was about university. What am I studying? Where did I study last semester? Where am I studying next semester? What the hell kind of program am I doing? How am I allowed to travel so frequently? Yeah, and if you're new to my channel, I can fully understand why you might be confused by my life trajectory at uni. I go to a relatively new university called Minerva. It's based in San Francisco in the United States. It's a relatively small university and my cohort, so my year group, are around 200 students from over 50 countries. I'm the only one from the UK, and every semester we move to an allocated country. So initially the degree was meant to be in 7 cities, but due to COVID, I ended up living in Berlin twice, and who knows if I'm gonna end up in all the others that are planned. But next semester I'm living in London. I study a major in cognitive science, but I also do a minor in business because it's the US liberal arts scheme. You can also take electives in other subjects just for fun, as long as you still have your major requirements. But this is a weird one for me because so much of my channel while I've been at uni has been about cultural differences and exploring new places and going out of my comfort zone and learning languages and all these crazy fun things which come from studying abroad. And I'm truly so grateful that these experiences have been able to shape me and my worldview so much over the last few years. But now I'm in my home country and I live very near London. I'm definitely a countryside gal, so I'm not like a big city Londoner. But now all my friends who are from different countries are going to experience England, which is very exciting and feels like a little bit of pressure because I kind of want them to like it. Someone asked, do I feel like I'm going backwards by studying in England this year? And not at all. London is an incredible city, and I honestly feel kind of biased against the city because I just always growing up, I always thought it was such a busy, hectic place. It was always like a fun day out, touristy experience for me. It was never like, I didn't find all the hidden gems of London, which I learned to love when I was in Berlin or Seoul. Like it was the hidden places that made me fall in love with the city, and I haven't really had that experience with London. So one of my goals is to view it as a city I've never been to before. Firstly, I'm really excited to see it through the lens of all my friends' eyes and learn things about my culture that are so obvious to me that I don't even really know they're there. But I also think without the hectic pressure of seeing everything the city has to offer because I'm only there for a few months, or desperately trying to learn the language and scraping the surface of a place. Because it's my country, my culture, life is good. There's less stress, there's less pressure, and I think because of that, I can focus on other things like personal growth in a social way, career growth, professional growth, because I have roots here. Yeah, it's just different goals and I'm really excited. And I'm also living with 3 of my best friends and I'm so excited to make vlogs, and yeah, it's just gonna be a good time. What are you planning to show your friends about England? Oof. So many things. Tea culture, I'm sorry, they've got to have tea like every day. Everyone made fun of me at uni for always having tea, and now I'm gonna show them the way. They're gonna come out of this country with a deep love of tea. But no, I'm actually really excited to take my friends outside of London and show them a bit of the countryside. My dad's family is from Derbyshire, so I'd love to take them there. I'm really excited for them to just learn more about British culture, how we Brits operate. Things like my indirect politeness, which I never really thought that much about growing up, but I've come to learn more about when I've had friends from more direct cultures and then seeing them in my home country. I'm interested for them to then reflect on their friendship with me and to see how many parts of my personality they think are just due to culture and cultural differences between us, and how much my personality is stuff which might go against British culture. A song you associate with all of the cities you've studied in. This is a great question. My first year I studied in San Francisco, and one song that really was meaningful was the song The Change Is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke. I had never heard this song before, and it is Wow, it gives me goosebumps every time I hear it. It's such a powerful song. I was introduced to it by my friend Fairweather. We were sitting in this underground restaurant in Chinatown. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but he put these headphones on me and played that song and said I needed to hear it, and it just stuck with me. My first semester living in Berlin, it would definitely be Lucy by Yankee. Me and my housemates always listened to it. Me and Lada, we would cycle around Berlin and just listen to this song, and it's just good vibes. It just reminds me of deep conversations with friends, exploring ourselves as people, cooking together, that kind of thing. In Seoul, I would say either Filter by BTS, which was my most listened to song of last year, Instagram by Dean, which is like half Korean, half English song, lovely song, or Butterfly by Umi, just because it makes me think of my 2 roommates and the experiences we shared. And finally, this semester in Berlin, Aperol Spritz. Berlin loves a bit of Aperol Spritz. I love Aperol Spritz, and this song was just like such a vibe. Okay, so that's cities and traveling and where I'm gonna be next semester. Now in classic Jade fashion, let's get a little bit deeper. You guys asked some wonderful questions, and I'm now gonna talk a little bit about the theme of love and self-love and growing into yourself. It's just one of my favorite things to think about. Have you ever felt like you lost yourself? If yes, how did you find the right path again? Absolutely. I went through a breakup a few years ago now. Was it a few years ago? Yeah, a few years ago. Oh my God, time. And I completely lost my sense of self in this relationship, but I didn't really know it at the time. Love and relationships are so fascinating because it makes you justify things that another person does because you want so desperately to believe the best in them, or you cloud any of this bad stuff that they do with the good stuff. And this person just couldn't respect my boundaries and important aspects of my personality, and I found would manipulate me a lot. It took me so long and so much courage to break up with them. And when I did, even though it was a breath of fresh air, I suddenly realized I didn't really know myself anymore. I felt so lost. I was like, who even am I? So how did I find the right path? Well, firstly, lean on good people in your life. I remember I asked friends what they love about me. And in classic Jade fashion, my God, I made like a questionnaire about me that I sent to friends, and I was like, please just answer this so that I can regain a sense of who I am. Like, how would you describe me to someone else, kind of thing. And for me, that was really important, to just remember parts of myself through those who love me. I also experimented. This is when I started wearing completely different clothes. I think especially as a teenager, I always was very unexperimentative with clothes. I would wear very basic things. Didn't really buy clothes, didn't really care for clothes. I still don't really care that much. I'm not a fashionista, but I found so much self-growth and identity in expressing myself in what I wore, and yeah, feeling like a new person and the old me in trying new things. And I thought about the childhood version of me and what I used to love doing, what I used to value. Things like writing for me as a kid was just everything. I used to write about my life, I used to write stories constantly. So boom, I just wrote some more, I journaled a hell of a lot, and it made me feel more like me. And a similar question is, the cure for heartbreak? Oh, simple answer, self-love. It's always gonna be self-love, isn't it? Just be so compassionate with where you are. If this was a relationship which meant a lot to you, then really allow yourself to go through the highlights reel of everything that you were, everything that it meant to you, all the good, painful times now. Just feel all the feelings and create space for them without judgment. I'm such a firm believer you can only move on from an experience when you've allowed yourself to feel everything. The more you suppress it, the more that is going to affect you long term, the more you're not actually going to get over something. So just feel all the feels, be gentle with yourself. And then similar to what I said before, just dig into yourself. Ask who you are, who you want to be, how you want to carve yourself in this world. Set yourself new goals, new challenges, take your mind off of it. For example, do yoga every day, do like a yoga with Adrian 30-day challenge. That's something which is introspective, it's good for you and your health, and it's also a challenge. Oh, I love this question. How are you feeling about your relationship with love at the moment? Romantic, platonic, self. Okay, my current thoughts on love is that love should be easy. It doesn't mean that love doesn't take work or meaningful conversation or hardship or challenge. It definitely does. Any meaningful relationship does. But the fundamentals of love should always make you feel net positive rather than net negative. Otherwise, it's not really a loving interaction. Love itself should be easy. The hard parts are societal expectations, your own expectations for other people, power dynamics, unhealed trauma, all these other things are difficult. But love itself is knowing someone, accepting someone, and then giving someone the space to be themselves and to be supported by you and respected by you. And it's the same with yourself. It's first doing the work into yourself without judgment. It's understanding who you are and then knowing that enough to communicate it to others so that your needs are understood and heard and you can flourish into who you want to be. That's love for yourself, that's love for others, that's their love for you. Okay, and here's one of my practical tips, because I am such a big believer in love languages. There are 5 love languages, and this is the way that you personally feel loved the most, or the way that you give love to others, and those two can be different. There are ways of showing love. There's giving someone a hug, there's giving someone a meaningful gift, there's saying words such as I love you. There's always ways that you can compartmentalize the same idea of love, and people feel that love so much more greatly when you are giving it to them in a way that they prefer. For example, for me, I don't care that much about gifts. Like, I love the thought behind them, the meaning, all of that stuff, but it might not mean as much to me as words of affirmation. I have a wordy brain. I like hearing verbally from people how they feel about me and my relationship with them. It just makes me feel good. For me, also quality time, like being very present and spending time with people is how I express love to people and they express it to me. And knowing that fact about myself, I created a resource for myself this year to help me be a more grounded and happy person. I went through and asked all my best friends and family members to write a paragraph, a very condensed thing about why I'm meaningful to them, like what they love about me. And it can feel weird, it can feel selfish, it can feel narcissistic. To me, that's kind of self-love to myself, is understanding myself enough to know there will be times this year where I feel very low, where I feel worthless, where I feel like imposter syndrome, all this stuff. And through knowing my love language, understanding myself, I'm creating a resource using those who also love me to mitigate those hard times. And I collated it all into a Notion document, and it's just loving words from people. One of my close friends wrote this thing about friendship, and I'm just going to read it to you because she articulates how I'm coming to think about friendship in a much better way than I necessarily could. So she said, "Friendship is romantic. It is walking together without talking because you like each other's presence in itself. It is giving each other the present of being able to breathe every day. It is cuddling in the same bed without any expectations. Friendship is also selfish. I want you to do good for yourself because it means we can be good together. If I gift you something, I am expecting nothing in return because I am selfishly giving you something because I like you. And liking someone is about the feelings they give you and the part of yourself they gift you when you spend time together." That's really beautiful. Yeah, friendship is cool. Okay, moving on to a bit of study, bit of academics. How do I get into the mindset of wanting to revise? Oh my, the age-old question. So I wrote this massive book. It's not actually thick, it's just a little bit bigger than the average book. Essentially, the key question to ask yourself is, what motivates you? Is it a source outside yourself or within yourself? So if it's an external source of motivation, it's a grade that you want to get, it's a particular university or degree that you want to pursue, it's making your parents happy, it's something external to you which is motivating you to want to do well. And then the other type of motivation is intrinsic. It's inside of you, it's to do with the process itself of studying. Like, you genuinely love learning, you are excited to sit down and study because you're excited by your playlist, or expanding your sense of self and your curiosity through learning. And identifying this source of motivation and writing it down for yourself is really important, so that in moments where you're struggling, you just look at it and be like, oh yeah, know what motivates you, and then create systems so that when you're not motivated, you've already got the discipline, you've got the habit, and you just have to carry it out. Like, for example, studying in the same place at the same time every day. It starts to not feel like a choice which requires a lot of motivation, you just do it. Not a question, but your book is amazing. I am learning so much about learning. A huge thank you to everyone who bought my book and has sent me such lovely messages. I am constantly in awe because I receive like 5 to 10 messages a day from people saying how it's helped them in some way, and this book was a real struggle to write and I felt like I poured a lot of myself into it, so yes, I'm glad it's helping people. Okay, I've been filming for so long, I need to hurry up. When do you feel the most powerful, full of life, or grateful? Definitely when I'm running, when I'm alone in nature, or when I'm meditating. It's just like, I don't know, just the endorphins maybe of exercise, but also you just feel very powerful and at one with surroundings. Best advice you've ever received. People don't remember how you look or what you say, they remember how you make them feel. Whenever I was stressed about looking nice, going to a party, or wearing my own clothes to school, my mum would always say, Jade, as long as you smile, you're beautiful. She'd always make me feel like I was enough exactly as I was, and I should focus more on the energy I give people rather than how I look. Have you been vaccinated? Yes, of course, I got my booster. I'm so grateful for the NHS, for all the incredible health workers who are just absolutely saving our lives, saving the world right now. If you haven't been vaccinated yet, please, please go do it. Are you still not shaving your leg hair? Of course not. My legs are looking gorgeous, hairy, cute. I'm confident. I love them that way. Hi Jade, are you still eating porridge every day for breakfast? Of course, porridge is my best friend. Low glycemic index, keeps you energized all day. It's easy, it's cheap, it's just my life. I absolutely love it. And finally, can you give steps for noticing casual magic? I struggle to find it. If you don't know what casual magic is, it's a concept which I heard about a few years ago and I've just been practicing so much in my life. The idea is not every day is going to be your graduation day or your wedding day or a big moment in your life. Like 99% of your life is just everyday boring moments. And the idea is to find beauty in the most mundane of everyday moments. So for example, the way that the light is coming into your room, or being grateful for this amazing breakfast that you get to have every day. And my advice is to really not force it. If you're not feeling it, that's okay. Just instead pay attention. Like have this as an intention to just notice more things that go on in your day. Like look up every now and then and just see what you see. Anything that comes into your vision or anything that you feel any kind of beauty or appreciation for definitely is casual magic, and keeping a journal on this can also help. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you got to this point of this long video, please comment a... Okay, you know that like envelope heart emoji? I feel like it's such a niche emoji, so yeah, if you comment that one, I'll give you some love in the comments, and feel free to ask me more questions down below. I am happy to come and answer. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you so much for creating time, creating space for watching me in your life today. Bye.